to do? Eh? What?
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. I'm the only smith around, so I got to service their garrison. Bang dents out of plate, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. But humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks, but found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
Shavings from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard. Boot prints. A man's. Large. Stinks of piss and vodka.
I knows what I knows. Elsa bears her rump for the Blackens. Little whore.
Took off his boots and went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail. Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape. Lost his boots in the rush. Tracks lead back to the village. Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound.
Down six.
We meet again.
Thank you for saving me. People say all kinds of things about witches, but I've always known yours to be an honorable guild.
See, you managed to salvage some goods.
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half-free.
Let me have a look at your stock. Take care.
Greetings.
Let me have a look at your stock. Take care.
Me gran told me about the Smith's boy. Lad went missing one day, so folks had a witchman that was hunting nearby. Started poking him, asking. When he started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off.
Oh, so it worked. Except it was some drowning that sat on him. Witcher had naught to do with it. What did the folk do? Seemed like they could have sewed his head back on. Word is they laid his corpse to rest.
Looking for trouble?
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds. Drowner claw marks. It's gotta be him. Nasty wound. Run into a drowner?
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats. Am I not right? Listen, we can work this out man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
Then I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp!
Calm down. Now follow me.
I gotta apologize. I gotta apologize.
Freak. Goidemar, will you raise a glass with me?
It's Durban now.
Kings do the fighting.
D-R-V-A-N, not
Peasants
Goidemar.
do the dying. But, what do you mean? I know what they named you at your cutting. What kind of name is that anyway? Durban.
Nilfgaard. My gran was from Nazaire.
Oh, so that's how it is. Then by my leave, Mark.
We'll eat myrtle grass during the Hungry Gap. They've taken all our grain.
Up and at him.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You! I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you, I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil's still whole, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price. You took bigger bollocks than a Noon Rights unicorn.
In White Orchard, Geralt happened across a notice posted by a certain Odolan residing in the village. The man wanted someone to take out the monster who was haunting the area around an old well, and doing so required a professional. This was as typical of Witcher work as they come, so Geralt decided to talk to the man.
What'd you say? Who taught you that?
Jetty!
Now listen carefully. You're never to sing that rhyme again. Never. You're not to play with Chetty.
Jetty's my best mate!
Looking for trouble?
Greetings, good man. Having trouble with your well? That's what I read.
Aye. 'Tis haunted. Has been for a good 20 years.
20? So why'd you put out a notice just now?
'Cause earlier on we drew our water from the river. But so many corpses floating in it after the battle it's turned noxious. My daughter Mandy drank half a pitcher. Fell dreadful ill, can't keep nothing down. She grows worse by the day. Herbalist claims you fight a fever with drink. And not beer nor cider, but water. Clear, pure water. And where am I to get that if not from the well? But first, the ghost's got to be driven away. And it don't let any man near.
This ghost. Describe it for me.
Well, it's awful frightening. Awful.
I meant, what does it look like?
It looks like a woman, but fresh from the grave. Wears a dirty dress, all rags, its skin flaking off its bones, and it howls like it's suffering.
Some wraith. Or maybe an alp.
If you don't wallop it, Master, if you don't take care of it, that is, it'll come kill me daughter.
Fine, I'll help. Where's this well?
In Havel, a settlement on the heights. It's abandoned now. No one ventures there on account of the ghost being about. Drive it off. Please.
She's a fever. Has fainting spells. She's in a bad way, Master. A bad way.
Freak.
Infamous well. A Moonwraith. Wonder what it's doing here. Strange. She's not attacking. Got too close. She fled. She'll be back tomorrow. Something's keeping her here. Moonwraith won't stray too far from the well. Bodies dried to a crisp. Signs of burns. Moonwraith did this.
Bears. Know that ditty about the bear climbing the mountain to see what he could see? Biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard. When a bear climbs a mountain, it's not to see, it's to hunt, to kill. Jan Oldak, Royal Huntsman. Bears are omnivores, meaning men find a place in their diet beside berries, roots, and salmon. When they snack on humans, they most frequently partake of the meat of travelers unwittingly trespassing on their territory, or else that of hunters for whom besting such a creature is a lifelong ambition. There are several subspecies of bears: black bears, polar bears, and cave bears, which differ from one another in coloring as well as in size and strength. All share one trait in common, however, a near unmatched ability to kill. Griffins. Aye, half eagle, half tomcat, just like on the Lord's crest, except this'n was carrying me dead cow stead of a scepter. Griffin attack witness, name unknown. Griffins were once only found high in the mountains, where they would hunt marmots and wild goats. When humans encroached on their lands, however, griffins soon discovered a new source of much more plentiful and easier caught prey: cows, sheep, and shepherds. Though still wary of main roads and towns where folk with the means to hire a witcher are like to dwell, these half-eagle, half-wildcat creatures have gone from rarities to oft-encountered pests known throughout the northern realms. Especially hated are the subspecies known as royal griffins and archgriffins. Drowners. When at the water's edge, you gotta be quiet. First of all, so as not to scare the fish. Second, so you don't attract drowners. Yannick of Blaviken, fisherman. A drowner resembles a corpse dredged from the bottom of a pond. It is sickly blue or green in color, with slime and sludge oozing out of every pore and the acrid stench of rot wafting off of it. That is why it is often thought drowners, along with their more dangerous cousins vodniks, mucknixers, and drowned dead, arise from the bodies of those who drown in shallow water, lost travelers falling into bogs, children who swim too far from the shore, or, in the case of vodniks, inebriated peasants who stumble off narrow swamp trails. Ghouls. Ghouls creep and crawl at night, eating everything in sight. In a snap they'd eat you too, chop you up for a ghoulish stew. Children's rhyme. Ghouls and graviers are hard to describe. In part, they resemble humans, yet on the whole they are the utter negation of all that is human. Though they have arms and legs like men, they walk on all fours like dogs or badgers. Though they have eerily similar faces, one searches them in vain for any sign of sentiment, reason, or even a spark of consciousness. They are driven by one thing and one thing only: an insatiable craving for human flesh. Devil by the Well. The residents of White Orchard had suffered more than their fair share of misfortunes. Passing armies had trampled their spring planting, a griffin had begun abducting their livestock, and, the rotting icing on this painful cake, a noonwraith haunted a nearby well. No wonder the locals called this final evil a devil. The Witcher could sense something bound her to this place, and that in order to send her off into the ethereal realms, he would first need to learn her secret. Once that was done, he would have to prepare for battle, and a noonwraith is a demanding opponent. She can disorient her victim by blinding him and creating mirror images of herself. These copies slowly suck their victim's life energy, while their mistress remains untouchable. In order to defeat her, the Witcher could not rely on his silver sword alone. The Yrden sign would also be needed to trap her and force her to take on material form. Noonwraiths. Despite what is commonly thought, peasants do not interrupt their labors at midday to get out of the sun. They do so to avoid noonwraiths. Vlad Raymond, Peasants and Their Customs. On particularly searing summer days when the sun reaches its zenith, wraiths will at times appear, resembling sun-scorched women dressed in long white robes. These are noonwraiths, the spirits of young women and girls who died violent deaths right before their weddings. Driven mad with pain or anger, they wander the fields searching for their unfaithful lovers or backstabbing rivals, though they will kill anyone who does not get out of their way in time. They are often held in this world by some object of intense emotional significance. That is why, if one ever finds a wedding ring or torn veil in the middle of a field, one should not pick it up, but instead back away as quickly as possible.
Something's tied the Noonwraith to this place. An object. Something she needs before she'll leave this world. Stabbed with a knife, died on the spot. Animals fed on his body, picked his skeleton clean. More bloodstains over there. But it's not his blood. A journal might be useful.
Yellow Diary, 27/3/1250. It's happened. Volker sent a petition of our grievances against the Lord to the court at Vizima. Listed all the harm he's done us. How he killed Johann for not taking off his cap quick enough. How he trampled our fields when drunk with nary a thought of repayment. How he barged in during Peter's wedding and demanded his right of the first night. Now we finally got what we begged Melitele for in our prayers for so long. The judge recognized our grievances and waived all our bonds and duties to the Lord. We can finally strike out on our own. At last, we can live as free men. 12/4/1250. The first day of our freedom. Hovel's not much of a village yet, but to my mind, it's better than the most fantastic palace. Volker fumed our home with hazelwood smoke to drive out evil, buried a marten under the gate to make sure no thieves cross our threshold, and then he gave me a bracelet, loveliest I've ever seen. Mother said it's foolish to spend so much on a bauble when we haven't plows nor hoes, and that we ought return it to the merchant, over my dead body. I'll never take it off. It'll always be there to remind me of Volker, of how happy we were that day. 23/4/1250. They say the Lord is coming to see us, that he wants to make a deal, to beg us to return to the village. They say he's calm since his son died, that he's not as quick to anger about small slights. Well, we'll see. One way or another, I have no intention to move 1 inch from here.
That bracelet might be what ties the woman's spirit to this place. Bloodstains, barely visible. Someone was dragged this way. Someone who was still alive. Palm prints in blood. Small hands. A woman's. Someone dragged her out. She was wounded. Fought for her life. No body in sight, but might still find some tracks. Under the right conditions, bloodstains can remain visible for decades. Another print by the well. Bloodstains, almost faded, but the line's taut. Something's not right. A corpse, hanged by the bucket rope. Woman the journal belonged to, must be. Wide pelvis, small jaw. A woman. Around 30, judging by the teeth. Left arm's missing. Need to cremate the remains. Gotta find the object that binds her to this place before I do, though. Was she wearing the bracelet from her husband? Might be why her arm fell off. Gotta jump down there. Hope I don't break my legs. Lucky not to come up empty-handed. A bracelet with an inscription. To Claire, from Volker. Bracelet must have belonged to the woman in the well. Lovely craftsmanship, but I'll have to burn it with the body to get rid of the Noon Wraith for good. Better do it near the well. Need to prepare for this fight. Brew some wraith oil, drink some potions. And the bracelet. Igni. Hey, I think it worked. Job done. The well was haunted by the ghost of a woman who was killed there. I drove it away.
I just hope every unburied wretch don't start haunting us. Well, that battlefield's gonna cause us a heap of trouble.
If they do, you know who to contact. Meanwhile, Claire, Volker, names ring a bell?
I don't know him. Though I did hear our herbalist Tamira mention a Claire once. Same one, maybe? Your reward, Master Witcher. The gold I'd hid away for Mandy's dowry. Without you, she'd never have lived to wed. Now, let's hope for it, at least.
At this point, doubt I'll ever marry. You keep the coin from Mandy, her wedding. Raise a toast to my health then.
Thank you, Master Witcher. Them's warm words, you've a good heart. But I can't let you go empty-handed. Take this, at least, for luck.
As it turned out, Geralt was not alone in searching White Orchard for a lost loved one. The Witcher also found the notice of a peasant who was seeking his brother. The brother had left home to take up arms against Nilfgaard. The forces of the North and the Black Ones had then clashed in a great battle near the brother's home village, and the peasant had not heard from his siblings since.
Don't you look at me.
Damn dear, stick the bark up the trees again.
Poor, dark, and putrid.
closer.
Angrily scrawled notes. What am I supposed to fucking die for? Temeria? Da died for that. So did my 3 brothers, and what'd that get them? Fuck all, that's what. Not even a decent burial. Da always said a wise man learns from others' mistakes, so here I am, learning from his. And instead of dying for Temeria, I'm going to rob those who killed Temeria's sons. We've pitched a camp, got us a great spot, middle of the woods, near that old mill. Now we're all set to go out on our first raid. Interrogation report. Location, Amavet Fortress. Persons taking part, Sir Ignatius Verriers, Bart, the bailiff Andreas Bloom, Sir Ignatius's underlings, Carmi, Gardy, and Belzy. Suspect, Colgrim, Witcher of the Viper School. The Witcher Colgrim stands accused of kidnapping Vidi, son of Paul, a beekeeper residing in White Orchard. Suspect was detained pending trial. Upon detention, he was searched and a diagram for the forging of a steel sword was found on his person. It is suspected this sword was used to intimidate or possibly kill the kidnapped child. It is likewise suspected that the accused possesses other such diagrams for the forging of death-dealing implements, though none have been found to date. Sir Ignatius has requested the Witcher undergo preliminary interrogation with the application of torture. This will take place once a torturer with the proper qualifications has been found. Addendum. It was later discovered drowners were responsible for the boy's disappearance. Unfortunately, Colgrim died before this information reached the investigators, but rather than face the baronet's judgment, he chose trial by ordeal. Sir Ignatius agreed and ordered he cleanse the Verriers' family crypt of specters. Colgrim never emerged from said crypt. It is highly likely the motley wraiths, specters, and evil powers residing therein proved too much for him.
That stench.
Wolves. A friend of mine used to say that with all these griffins and basilisks and whatnot, good old-fashioned wolves weren't nothing to worry about. Then the damn beast devoured half his flock. Ingvar, shepherd. Once upon a time, wolves were the absolute rulers of the forest. Men used them to frighten children, while adults too trembled at the sound of their howling. Post-conjunction monsters not only pushed wolves into the deepest wilds, but also took over their place in human nightmares. Yet this does not mean the old predators ceased to be a danger. Wolves do not have a drop of magic within them, breathe no fire, and spit no acid, but that in no way stops them from killing unwary travelers and hunters. Particularly dangerous are wargs, a nasty and ferocious subspecies of wolf, and the snow-white wolves which today can only be found in the wild highlands of the Skellige archipelago.
Whimpering, Hassan. We'll look for Bastion later, once it's safe.
This'll cool the stuffy heat.
Do that often? Talk to your dog?
It's my brother's, Bastion's, but guess he's mine now. See, Bastion fought the Black Ones in a battle just outside the village. Haven't had word of him since. I told him, do like I did, lose a finger or two so they won't recruit you. Too damn afeard he was. Bloody hell.
I'd walk the battlefield if I were you.
I did. Sea of corpses. And corpsers, feeding. Someone told me they were feared of fire, so I took a torch, tried to chase them off. Horse shite, I tell you. Would have ended up eaten alive if it weren't for Hussar here. Listen, guessing you carry those swords for more than show. Come with me. Keep the ghouls off. Help me find Bastion and I'll pay you well.
Fine, I'll help you. Just been a few days since the battle. Chances we find your brother alive are slim. Very slim.
Who would have thought? But I want to find his body at least. So Bastion don't rot there in the sun with the Black Ones. Meet me on the hill overlooking the battlefield. We'll move on together from there.
just destroy it.
Ooh.